When I record these conversations and thoughts, musings, it isn't meant to be unkind or mean. It isn't meant to be unkind in any way. I am thinking about things and concepts that most people are unaware of within themselves and don't consider. I am, by talking about it, by having this conversation, I am trying to unveil the unconscious belief systems and psychological constructs that we have built from our ego. And one of these things, and this is going to be hard to hear for people, but I've always, there's always a cringe to when I see people giving testimony to Jesus. Let's say if there was a natural disaster, like a tornado, and so many houses and lives may have been devastated, but your house was spared and your life was spared. And often this is attributed to, especially from Christians, that it was Jesus that saved and protected them and their house. If you were standing in the shoes, if you could still be standing, and your life hadn't been taken in the storm, if you were standing in the people's shoes that lost everything, that are utterly devastated, it is a very unkind, unfeeling, and callous thing to say that you were spared because of Jesus and they were devastated or destroyed because they were not Christians or they did not have Jesus' protection. It's the most unkind thing to say, and it doesn't bring glory to God. It doesn't bring glory to God. In fact, it makes God look worse. It makes Jesus look worse. You're essentially saying that those other people were not worth saving because they did not make a religious confession of Jesus, and you're essentially deeming yourself of more worth than those poor souls who lost everything, including their lives. You might just be the reason why, if you want to attribute anything religious or spiritual to this and give it meaning, and it's our ego that seeks meaning and purpose and the reason why, and it comes up with these really twisted ideas. And if you want an egoic reason, then it would be this, that perhaps the good Lord figured you needed more time to learn truth, and your life was spared because you need to learn heart expansion and how to love your neighbor and not think that you are worth more and you were worthy of being protected and saved while your neighbor wasn't. So maybe your life was spared because you have more lessons to learn, but not because God favored you over your neighbor. So, yeah, I'm rolling over every stone, and those so-called testimonies to God are cringeworthy at best, and they cast God in a very bad light. Even though you think you might be giving God glory, it looks really bad. And there is no compassion and no empathy there. There's just egoic egoic gratitude that your life was spared, which is wonderful. But please don't make it look like God chose you over your neighbor or chose you over another, and that those misfortunate souls should have believed in Jesus. You know, there's that subtle guilt we put on people, and that is never God. That is never God.